dry ass energy wrap.
You wanted one?
That is Danny recommended, by the way.
Danny's go-to meal.
That's how Danny got back into shape.
I knew that this was going to happen, but I told Jim not to have one because he was going to complain about how dry it was going to be.
Yeah,
I forgot though. Like literally, I want to go regrab my fucking bathroom.
Nothing worse than something so thick you can't fucking get
Shove
it
it up my
down.
Have you found something?
Not white.
We were talking about a lot of shit during the break there. You mentioned Opie mentioned how
Imus looks like a Civil War general.
Civil War general.
Absolutely, because our pal Jay Moore was just on there.
His whole face looks like it's holding back the N-word.
It probably is, especially after those shenanigans. But he's actually looking better than he did even a couple of months ago. Like he put on some weight, and he does have quite a head of hair for an older gentleman. Yeah. It's amazing. Isn't it? Like, I was watching that George Harrison documentary, which is amazing. Scorsese put together that George Harrison documentary.
Where's that on?
Amazing.
It's on HBO.
HBO.
I gotta watch
it. It is
I love
fucking
documentaries.
great.
It's
like
even 6 hours or something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I haven't seen. No, dude.
I'll invest 3.
It's fucking amazing.
6 hours.
3. That's a Ringo documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Jim Jeffries in studio, of course.
They have pictures and video. You didn't realize, even very early on in the Beatles' career, there were people just taking fucking so many pictures of these guys.
Yeah.
There's like pictures of George at 17 years old. And with the band and stuff, and just at these clubs, and it's weird because it was a long fucking time ago, and people didn't have camera phones, so you needed a photographer there with a good camera, and they always had these chicks around that seemed to be very good at photography, and there's a lot of really artistic photos of all the Beatles.
The couple in Germany.
Yes.
Stu Sutcliffe ran off with the bird and then he had the hemorrhage. You watch that movie with the backbeat or whatever.
With Jason Statham.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff in it.
Do you think Lennon was attracted to the Sutcliffe?
Well, there's a lot of rumors about Lennon and the cock in there because of Brian Epstein.
Brian Epstein was
there were a few rumors with the Lennon there.
Definitely,
but Sutcliffe, he was a good-looking lad. He had a bit of the James Dean about him.
Yeah,
Sutcliffe.
And then like look at all these pictures there. It's like we were dressed like teddy boys.
Yeah.
And
so we joined a skiffle band.
Stupid dressed like teddy boys. And, we didn't get into the leather until.
Well,
and then Brian Epstein came along and put us into suits. And we thought, all right, let's get into the suits then. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly.
But Lennon hated the fucking suits.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a teddy boy.
I tell you what, when you go visit
Weren't they
Lennon's...
real tough guys, Jim? They were like, people say that their image is weird, but they were tough guys for real, right?
Well, see, Lemmy always said that. Lemmy said that in his biography, that he said they played the Stones as being the working class, the boys, and the Beatles being the posh boys. That couldn't be further from the truth.
They were the Liverpool guys.
They were from
fucking,
Liverpool.
Yeah.
They were hard as fucking nuts.
Yep.
And the Stones were the London fags, man. They came from the private schools and all that type of stuff.
They were telling a story about how at some wedding, some woman gets up and just starts playing the piano very nicely and everything, and John just walked over and dumped a beer over her head, dumped a pint right over her fucking head. Because he just didn't like what she was doing. Said something nasty and walked away. And the woman was just kind of sat there, got up, and dried herself off. But
every single ex-girlfriend of John Lennon has a story about, then he beat me up in the corridor. and I thought enough is enough. But he had a charm about him because they just want to get on the documentaries.
Yeah.
And you can't just go, he was abusive and a bit of a cunt.
But the documentary shows that side of them early on where they really were just punks and shit, and then they put him in the suits. Love me do, I love you, and they do all that shit, and then their real personalities came out later on when they started taking acid and shit, and decided, we don't want to do this fucking lovey-dovey, stupid 12-year-old girl shit
anymore.
Did you ever
see that movie Nowhere Boy?
Nice.
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good, yeah.
Which
real
one was
good
that
film.
now?
That was the one that just came out last year. It was like, it got nominated and stuff. Like,
Yeah?
it was a very popular film, and it's just about John Lennon's childhood up until about 17.
Oh, but someone's playing.
Oh,
the-
wow, that's cool.
yeah.
I'd rather see the documentaries.
No, it's a really good film, though. Really
The
good film.
documentary's great. Now, I was watching
I'll have to
it,
check out Nowhere Boy.
I didn't know Scorsese did this, a documentary on George Harrison. And I'm watching it and just thinking, how the fuck? I go, this is so well made and so well put together, and you could tell so much work went into it. Yeah. And then it's like Martin Scorsese, I'm like, oh, fucking.
I haven't seen the documentary yet, and I'm a big Beatles fan. Does at any stage does Clapton just go, yeah, I fucked him over?
No, but I only saw the first half so far. I still have to see the second half. But Clapton's in a lot of the first half, talking about how he kind of was always in awe of them. And whenever he'd be in like a restaurant or a bar or something, people would be like, fuck, that's Eric Clapton. And then like one of the Beatles would walk in, and Eric Clapton was just a piece of shit now sitting in the corner. No one wanted to talk to him.
How about he finds another place to hang out?
But you could see Clapton had like this, and still does have this thing about the Beatles, that they were the shit.
Yeah.
And he was like a notch below them.
Well, that woman that was both of their wives, they reckon there's no one who's ever had more top 10 hits written about her than her, because Clapton wrote all of his, and she was just an extra on A Hard Day's Night. She was just like some model.
What songs were written about her? What's the list?
Something's like the big one from George Harrison. The big one from Clapton is
that cunt left me.
That was a good one. Is The Way You Look Tonight. Is the two big songs, but then there's a plethora of other songs underneath.
How does something go? That's
I love something.
Something in the way
you move. Yeah, okay.
Kevin from Connecticut. Ringo killed 7 people while on tour in Canada. Is that true? You're a big Beatles fan.
I killed 6 people. Not 7. I don't like these slanderous remarks coming my way.
Wow, that's good, man.
Well, do you want to know how we know how to do that? Is because I think you guys had George Carling doing Thomas the Tank Engine. Was that correct? He did the narration on a couple of seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, the narrator for Thomas the Tank Engine in the rest of the world is Ringo Starr.
Oh right, yes.
So we go. Then the fat controller came and said, "Come on, Thomas, time to leave the station." So everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
And then you have your George.
Yeah, George.
George.
Yeah, and
all right there, John. Enough of that. I love that documentary where he goes, where Ringo's talking about then John came in with his photo of him and Yoko with his fucking cock out. And I said, "Come on, John. This is a bother." And then John said, "You just have to answer the phone ring." And I thought, all right, then. All of his interviews are just everything. Every time they go, then Paul was being a bit of a cunt. And then George was unhappy with the situation because he wasn't getting to write enough songs. And John was on LSD laying in the ground. And then Ringo was like, "I just wasn't paying attention for them. I was just happy to be working."
It's great because that's exactly what he does in the documentary, man. Paul actually at one point also, and it was kind of weird and very candid to hear because you never really hear Paul say anything like curse or anything during his career, and he's been like the clean, squeaky clean kind of Beatle guy. But he sits there and was talking about George's hair and how he had this giant coiffed hair when he was 17 when he first met him. And to hear Paul go, he's like, and I looked at him as, it's like you're wearing a fucking turban. He's got a fucking turban on his head. To get that kind of candor out of Paul, it was, and he's just sitting down. And you know what? To have a documentary where you got Paul McCartney sitting in a chair just talking about the Beatles, and like Scorsese's fucking doing a camera move slowly around Paul, and the lighting is impeccable. It looked amazing. And then, like I said, when I found out it was Scorsese, it's like, oh, yeah, wow, silly. Like, yeah, Scorsese wasn't making a shitty-looking film. Wow.
It wasn't some students with a flip camera.
Right, yeah. It's a great documentary.
I have a Paul McCartney story if you want to hear it, but it's pretty.
I love that.
It's anyway. when I first gave up drinking for the first time ever, and this was the first weekend of my adult life I hadn't drunk. I was presenting at the Q Awards in Britain, which is a music magazine in the UK, and I presented the Lifetime Achievement Award to Madness. You know Madness?
Madness, yes. The heavy monster sound.
Right, so
very good.
I present the award, and then I come off the stage, and I walk into the stage, and I see, like, Robbie Williams sitting there with Take That, and I go, oh, that's interesting, they're getting back together. And then I went, oh, and Paul McCartney, and I went, Paul McCartney, and I stood there and just froze up like a fucking spack, right? I didn't move, and he gave me this sort of wink and a point that was like, move on, like he must do this all day, like, like
don't bother.
I get it.
I know you're stunned.
So I go back to my table and my girlfriend's there, and I hadn't been drinking. I said, fucking Paul McCartney's here, right? She's fucking leathered. This thing's sponsored by vodka or whatever. She's drinking these martinis. She goes, Paul McCartney. I go, shut up. There's still awards going. later on in the day, after the events were over, my publicist came up to me and they said, and she goes, do you want to go to the goodies room, like the gift room? And I've heard about these in movies where celebrities just walk. You guys have probably had this happen, but I've never.
No.
Where you walk in and they just give you free shit,
like
right?
thousands of dollars worth of free shit,
jewelry and shit,
jewelry,
right?
watches, like Rolex sponsors it.
Well,
shit.
that wasn't as big as that, but it was some good stuff, right? So I go in there. First thing I say to my drunk girlfriend is, "All right, first of all, we're meant to be here, all right? Let's not get too excited. And anytime someone gives something to you, go, thank you, but don't go, fucking hell, is this free? Right? So I go, we're meant to be here. And she goes, right. We go in, and then, like, the first thing, she's like, look, that's the type of jeans. I shut up.
Right? A scene.
So we go in, we're wandering around. I've left her to her own devices, right? I'm getting in this queue, and I'm waiting to get a pen. There's like £100 pen, right? This thing, and I just got to sign a book. I've got to be photographed with the pen, and there's all these other celebrities waiting for the pen. And I'm standing by Neil Finn. I don't know if you know who Neil Finn is. Neil Finn was the lead singer from Crowded House. The hey now, don't dream it's over. Now in Australia, that's a huge band. They're actually from New Zealand, but in Australia, they're as big as you get. And I was standing behind him, and I was like, fucking hell, man, that's Neil Finn. And he turned around and said something innocuous like, long wait for a pen. And I went, oh, yeah. I don't know what to say. And then I said, oh, look, Neil, I've been a big fan of yours for years, man. I said, and he goes, really? I go, I've actually seen you 9 times live when I was a teenager. I would have seen you 10. But that time I was meant to see you the last time, there was an earthquake in Newcastle and the venue smashed down 2 hours before the show.
Wow. And
he said, oh, yeah, all of our roadies and manager died in that. And I was like,
no fucking way.
That would be the gig. Yes, that I've just reminded you from 1992 about when all your friends died.
Holy shit.
So I'm standing there going, oh, fantastic. And then he sort of turns around and I'm like,
of course he would.
Sake. My 4'11" girlfriend rocks up. She's now wearing a top hat like fucking Slash. She's got all these bottles of perfume under her arm and pairs of jeans. And she's off her tits, and I'm stone sober for the first time ever. And she's like, look at all this shit I've got. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, will you? And Neil Finn turns around and rolls his eyes like, new celebrity, new money. You know,
yeah.
He gives me that douchebag look,
Look
right?
what he's got to deal with.
So I'm just standing there with this little drunk. She's going, I'm sorry. Still holding all of his stuff. Anyway, 5 minutes pass. Neil Finn's 21-year-old son walks up wearing a fucking top hat, holding jeans and perfume at his arm. And he's like, look at all this shit I've got, Dad. And I roll my eyes at Neil Finn like,
At least I get to fuck her.
Yeah. So I'm standing there, and then, like, Neil Finn's son turns to Neil Finn and goes, hey, Jim, that's Dad. He goes, hey, Dad, that's Jim Jeffries. And I'm like, I'm back in.
And now you're in.
I'm back in with
after
the Finns.
Remind him of the death of all of his loved ones.
They can't fuck with me anymore. I'm back in. And so I said, hello, mate. He goes, can I have a photo with you? I said, only if I can have a photo with your dad. And he went, yeah, go on. Right? Because I would never ask for a photo in that situation because it was that celebrity room.
But now it's a trick.
And so I go to my girlfriend, I go, well, you got that camera I told you to bring, right? And she pulls the camera out. She gets the camera out. She gives me this vacant look, and she sort of does the clicking motion. And then she drunkenly walks up and goes, I didn't put batteries in this. And I went, oh, that's a fucking shame, isn't it? That's a real, I'm shattered, right? I'm like, oh, that's, what are you going to do? So I turned to Neil Finn. I'm like, oh, maybe next time. And then I walk up to my girlfriend and do what every girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wife have done since the dawn of time. I walk right up close to her face, and just so she can hear, I go, all you had to do was bring the fucking camera. Right? She bursts into tears, throws all of her shit on the ground, and goes, next time bring your own fucking camera. She storms out of the room. Every celebrity's looking at me.
Oh, now it's a scene, yeah.
Neil Finn shaking his head. I chase after her. On the way out, Paul McCartney stops me and goes, not cool.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah,
Not
it's good
cool
contrast.
from Paul McCartney. You got not cool.
My two biggest heroes in music simultaneously thought I was a douchebag within minutes. On the first weekend, I didn't get drunk.
That's funny. Wow, that's great.
Ah, you got fucked.
Tell that story at the Stress Factory tonight.
Jesus
It'll kill.
Christ.
That's fucking funny,
I've never
man.
told it on stage because I feel it's a bit name droppy to tell on stage.
That's hilarious. No, that's great.
No,
Sorry.
how you tell it? No, fucking
It's
way.
so
By the way, what you-
anti-name dropping.
Yeah.
What you could have done is you could have had the son take the picture of you and him,
son.
and then traded emails and had him email you the picture. That's what you do with digital.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot.
Nah,
I should have just gone.
And you should have got
text it.
McCartney too.
Yeah.
Neil Finn's big, huh?
Neil Finn.
I never
well,
heard of him.
I saw him in concert when the band broke up. They had one last concert at the front of Sydney Opera House. 150,000 people showed up.
Holy shit.
Kevin
wow,
from Connecticut's telling me he's the guy from Split Ends, too.
He's also the Split Ends. Him and his
Yeah.
brother had Split Ends, and
I
then
did not know that.
And then they moved on to
Split Ends, of course. I got you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I see red. I see red. I see red.
What else do they say besides "Hey Now"? Hey now, I know that one.
Hey, we're-
Like I'm trying to think of songs that you know. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you.
They really didn't have a second big hit.
That I should want.
They're a one-hit
you
wonder
saw
in
them
America.
9 times.
They're massive in Australia. They had like a greatest hits album. They had like 30 songs, and I know every single one by heart. Yeah,
Did they do that? I don't know why.
that's
sometimes-
that's
Split Ends?
That's Split
That's
Ends.
modern.
Okay.
What's his
But
song?
Split Ends.
it's all him and his brother.
I get frightened.
And they
You
had
can
they had
see
a
my eyes.
They had a
You
drummer
could-
called
no?
Paul Hester who drummed in both of the bands, who was sort of involved in the comedy world, right? And when the band broke up, he never got over it, and he fucking went and hung himself from a tree in the middle of Melbourne Park, right?
Wow.
And then the band got back together.
What an asshole.
That's a
Yeah.
little
He just
knee
held
jerk.
out.
Yeah, hang in there, you idiot.
Yeah. See how it
give
works out.
Give the band some time to figure it out.
Give yourself a minute.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fucking. That's a great story, man.
That's fucking
That
weird.
is
Absolutely.
devastating.
Did McCartney see her and you argue? I guess he had seen that something
He
happened.
saw the slam that he had just
Not
walked in the
cool.
room
Not
because
cool.
I remember seeing him over the shoulder and everything. I was like, "Fuck!"
Does he grab the free shit too, Paul McCartney?
He was wandering around with people. You know, there was a whole lot of like. I'll tell you who was grabbing stuff left, right, and center. Jermaine Jackson's got some fucking. Jermaine Jackson's cashing in. I'm not very famous now. I can't do. The band can't rejoin. He's
Yeah,
just
so
grabbing
he's just
shit.
grabbing shit.
Yeah, he had jeans for everyone. Jermaine Jackson.
God damn. And you know what's fucked up? You know how much shit Paul McCartney has seen over the years?
Yeah.
That he probably never said that's not cool.
Yeah, yeah.
He just saw it and accepted it.
But the thing
what you were doing wasn't cool. He has seen shit that has been so uncool.
He has seen John Lennon
Yeah.
beat Cynthia Lennon up
and never said not cool.
and then reject his child and not visit it for fucking 7 years. And all you can write is, "Hey Jude" in response. Fuck off, McCartney.
That's funny.
Speaking of Hey Jude, there's a good part in the documentary too where he talks about kind of how they would be in the studio and getting these little tiffs about the music.
Yeah.
And when he came up with Hey Jude,
That was Paul McCartney came up with that.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
When he came up with it, George wanted to put this little riff in between every line. So he'd go like, "Hey Jude, don't be afraid."
Jeez, I'm glad George is dead now.
Exactly. Apparently his fucking head was sloshing around even then.
I hear bad ideas like that can give you cancer.
Old fucking beer stein head.
He had to
Worst
tell him,
idea
though.
ever.
He said, and you listen to Hey Jude and realize those rests between the vocals are great. It makes it a dynamic song, and it's so distracting to put this little blues riff in between everything. And Paul had to tell him. And at that point, they were so like snippy with each other that George just kind of was like, all right, whatever, like fuck you,
All
pretty
pissed
much,
off.
pissed off. And then it turns out to be fucking Hey Jude, so shut up.
Yeah.
I was playing the Glastonbury Music Festival, which is the biggest one in Europe. And I was headlining the comedy tent, which is like going on the last act, which is normally a real good spot. Except when I was doing it, the main stage is being headlined by Paul McCartney, so I was only getting those those people who are like, I hate the Beatles. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck that
Right?
shit.
Yeah.
They're overrated.
So, like, everyone else had thousands of people come to the comedy tent, and I had, like, fucking 20 cunts. That if they just left, right, and all I can hear over the valley, over these fields is, no. 200,000 people. I'm like, can you fucking leave? I don't want to be here. I'm trying to do as worst a gig as I can.
It's like you're competing with that
Over the hill.
Yeah, that fucking gets people going, man. Fuck.
shit.
I love McCartney. We saw him at the Apollo. He was amazing.
It was amazing.
Best concert I've ever seen.
There was not one song that you're like, oh, he can't do that anymore.
He does 22 Beatles songs and like fucking 10 Wings songs. And then you walk away going, oh, fuck, he didn't do that song.
Yeah, and there's still songs that you're like, oh, I wish I would have heard him do that.
Yeah.
And
It's all killer, man.
I love his drummer too. His drummer's like really weird looking and animated, but the guy he has on drums is fucking great. His band is great.
He got a great band behind him, and just to hear him sing those songs and have it sound just like it did. I mean, the guy's voice is amazing.
Well, it's interesting that the tour that he did, I think we're talking about the same tour, but he mentions on stage that it's like some of the songs had never been sung live. Like, because the Beatles stopped touring in '66.
Yeah, they weren't a live band.
And then so everything else was just recorded from Sgt. Pepper's on. It was all just albums,
just studio.
never done live.
Wow, man.
And so he had songs that he was like, yeah, I'll give this song a go live.
Let me give it a
Never tried it before.
Comes out.
How weird is that?
Cover bands were doing songs that they had never done.
Exactly.
It's fucked up.
I was watching old McCartney clips recently on YouTube. I was looking up I've Just Seen a Face to see it live. I just like that song. And he was doing it with Wings in like 75.
Wow.
And I'm like, even in 75, this was like one of the good old, this was like a classic in 75. This was a 10 or 15-year-old song in 75. That's how fucking long his career
when you watch the documentary and see some of those early pictures from Liverpool, you realize how fucking long ago they started that band and how long they're still being played, relevant. Everyone knows their
Paul's
songs.
still performing the song.
That's
what was so fucked up when we saw him. It started with the Beatles, and here's the guy doing his thing.
Doing it. That's
Wasn't
why
it great
it was
that
so
he did them
amazing to
too?
watch
Like,
it.
he didn't avoid the Beatles songs and just do shit off his new album. Like, he knows what people want.
That's the amazing thing about seeing somebody like that, and not even somebody like that, him, because there's really nobody else like that from a band that was that legendary. That's still doing it, because you remember being a kid listening to these songs, and now you're watching the guy actually do it. It wasn't just like you were going to a show and watching a band that you liked. It was there was something extra to seeing him do that.
Did he do that bit where he sang something on a ukulele?
No, if he would brought the ukulele, I'd have rushed the stage and punched him in the
did the
fucking
one
face.
song.
But you should know because George Harrison was a huge fan of the ukulele.
Yes.
And was like a little fan.
How could you ever be a huge
But
fan?
as a little montage,
Ravi Shankar taught me the sitar.
as a little thing to George that year that George died, he played the ukulele to something. That was the only time he ever covered a George Harrison song. It was very sweet.
And
Oh,
what did he
I
close
didn't know
with?
that.
He closed with a Lennon song too. What was the?
Sometimes I give peace a chance at the end.
That might have been
because
it.
everyone keeps singing. They did it at Liverpool, and then
might
there was
be
just
it,
like, "Can
yeah.
you stop singing that lyric over and over again?" It's past our curfew, and like Paul had driven home, and all Liverpool. Oh, we are saying. They never wrapped that song up, did they?
Yeah, no. They just sang it until the fucking lights went off.
It's a great way to get the guys out of the venue to avoid the traffic.
But
Hey,
if you've ever been to Liverpool, you give peace a chance while you're being fucking pickpocketed the whole time.
So he closed with that. That's a nice tribute to Lennon.
He did. Yeah,
I think he did that for us.
Pretty cool.
when we
I
got to
believe.
see him.
I think it was the Lennon song that he closed the
We
Apollo.
saw
with.
Paul McCartney in, where was it again? The fucking Apollo.
The Apollo Theater.
With just, the whole place was filled with celebrities. And us.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Couple stones in the audience.
Dude, you don't
and
never
Paul McCartney could care.
I got a
less. Couldn't care less.
This
whatever.
story isn't my story. This is a friend. So I won't say who this happened to, but a friend of mine, he got booked to do Ronnie Wood's daughter's wedding.
Oh shit!
Right, and just like some
comedian,
comic, British comic got booked to do it, and he goes along to the wedding, and he'd been telling me, he's like, fucking Ronnie Woods wants me to do his daughter's wedding. It's like the daughter seemed to like him. He's off the TV a little bit, this guy. Anyway, so he goes along to do the gig, and then they go, well, do you want to go on before the meal? He goes, no, I'll go on before the speeches. He goes, no, I'll go on after the speeches. Right, and I'm not going to be a comic before the speeches, at the end of everything, right?
Yeah.
And they go, all right, whatever. So he gets up there, and Ronnie Wood goes, yeah, just to my daughter, the Stones want to play a little song. So the fucking Stones
Oh no!
come up, they play a little song during the speeches, and then fucking Bowie comes up and goes, yeah, I'd like to play a song for everyone. And Clapton starts accompanying Bowie, right? And my mate's sitting there going, oh, for fuck's sake.
How do you follow that shit?
I've got to follow this shit, right? And he reckons they all kept on drinking, and he kept on getting himself bumped back further and further and further. Later on in the night, he goes up, he sees Ronnie Woods, and he's shitting himself, and he goes up to say, look, Ronnie, when do you want me to do this, right? And then Ronnie's all wasted and goes, you were great, mate. Yeah, you were great.
Holy shit!
He reckons he just fucking hightailed out of there.
You might as well.
He never
at
did
that
it.
point.
Like, the thing is, he saw a Stones, fucking Bowie, and Clapton concert.
Supergroup.
Couldn't enjoy himself because he was just shitting himself the whole
So
time.
he should have went on before the speeches. That's very funny.
Holy
The fucking Stones.
an asshole. What is that picture? I see Ringo and fucking Paul.
This was
Miss.
this was for the David Lynch Foundation. Apparently, it was back in 2009.
Wow.
But yeah, Paul and Ringo playing a song
They
together.
did a very funny
pretty cool.
sketch for Comic Relief in Britain last year where they were talking about what celebrity to send out to Africa. They always go, you got to send someone out to Africa. And they were like, you can't cry. You're too fat. So they went to these celebrities. And in the end, the big kicker for the joke was Paul McCartney going, I should go. I'm the, a knight of the realm, a thing. I'm the last living Beatle. And then they just cut to Ringo's face going, what?
Very good, man.
We were also, and that came from a discussion we had during the last commercial break.
Oh God, yeah.
But also, we were me and Jim Jeffries. Got into a discussion for 2 seconds, and then I just said, "No, we got to fucking save this for the air." We were talking about coming inside of a girl.
I'm anti. You're pro.
I am pro load shooting inside.
No.
And you all of a sudden came out of nowhere and made a face like, ugh. How did you want to do that?
It's not just the getting them pregnant bit, right?
No.
Because I just like coming on a girl's face. There's something about that I enjoy.
Look, I'm not saying that's awful.
Yeah, but even apart from that, I don't like the sensation of just the shit. And then you pull out, and there's that blob that goes, and how the girl dismounts with such coarseness, like just like caution, like she gets off like but when you pull out, it's just lay still. I'll get you a towel. Which is a different emotion altogether. Just don't move your head. Just try to keep it backwards. And it's also like I assume that after I've come, they haven't come. So I go down and finish him off sometimes with my tongue straight away.
Eat the pussy first, though. Eat it first.
No, I eat it first and after.
Make her come first.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Make her come first. Then your job is over. Then you can enjoy.
Yes.
This is my coming finger. I can't make it with my left hand, but I can with my right hand. And this finger's got terrible psoriasis on the moment, so I can't make anyone come at the present.
You gotta get your fucking mug down there and do some work. You got to put your work in before you can gain the pleasure, and then like, all right, now I can enjoy myself because she
You
she
like them to
enjoyed
come
herself.
first. You eat the box and make them come, and then you could fucking blow
And
your
then
load
the
them.
inside.
Evidently, I'm
coming.
just an insensitive lover.
But the sensation of now fuck after you come. I'm talking about right before and during the feeling of the inside shoot.
Unless I can see it, I don't believe I've done it.
is that it?
I think there's
You're
an
not
element of that.
faith-based?
You know what?
I'll tell you something about me. I haven't got a great cock. I haven't got I'm not a good fuck, but I do shoot a mighty load. like distance and size.
Yeah, you got a good.
I
batch.
several times I've masturbated on my back and fucking swished it straight into my mouth from a distance and like shocked myself. Like fuck.
It's kind of
My headboard's just covered in cum.
Jim makes a great point though, because I could equate it to like smoke. You ever smoke in the dark and you're not quite sure if you're actually smoking because you can't see the smoke? So it's like fuck it. I might as well flick the cigarette because I don't even feel like I'm smoking. It's kind of the same way because when I leave everything inside, it's just like, well, now I don't know how good of a load that was.
But but fuck how good of a load it was. It just feels better when you're getting the sensation the entire time, all through the orgasm. It feels better in a nice wet place instead of your dumb fucking hand that you could just do anywhere.
No,
That's like fucking not eating steak because like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do the dishes. Who gives a shit?
I'm a pull out straight into their mouth sort of thing. I don't trust women. I think they don't. Look, I don't take my Propecia every day, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're going to fucking take their pill every day. I don't trust them, man.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the crapshoot that goes along with it.
And also, ladies, if you're out there, that fucking one that you put inside your cunt, it's like a little plastic clip.
Yeah.
I hate those.
You can feel that
You can
shit.
feel that.
Yeah.
That's not hidden.
You can feel that. It's like hanging that down from the cervix or something.
Yeah, I got a graze off that. I feel it,
It's like a pinch. You're like, well, what the fuck is in there?
Yeah.
It's like Alien.
Yeah, I don't like
Fucking
that.
teeth in
It's
there.
everything you're afraid of in a vagina.
Yeah,
There's something
yes.
hurtful inside.
You're pretty much. It's a very faith-based thing to put your dick into somewhere you don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
You know, you like putting it into a dark spot, and going, all right, and then you feel something pinch you. You're like, it's that little thing, that thing that clips in and. What the fuck that is?
Is that what it looks like?
Looks like a hood latch from a Mustang.
Yeah, and it's got those. Yeah, it's got those little things that come out the side, and women think they're undetectable. That's bullshit.
No, you can feel
you bash
that.
into them.
You bash into it.
Worse is those rings. You ever come
Oh,
across
the
those?
fucking
Terrible.
they pop some ring up there.
I don't go for that. Just fucking stay natural, and I will eventually pull out, even though I don't like to. I will.
I just like a good Doc Martin to the lower abdomen. That usually fucking takes care of any problem.
I don't have pre-cum. I've never had pre-cum. There was so much fucking hype about pre-cum when I was younger.
Yeah?
Remember when they were saying, don't even put your cock in because people say you can pull out, but there's going to be pre-cum and that can get the girl pregnant.
I
What is
leak a
this
lot. I
shit?
secrete a lot.
Do you?
A lot of pre-cum.
Jimmy's a secretor.
I am a lot of pre-cum.
Do you have wet dreams?
No.
I've had one in my life.
I know, because you jerk off a lot. That's
I've
why
had
I know.
like two.
You gotta let that sperm build up.
Right.
when
They're
you get
so
the wet
great.
dreams.
No,
They're
it was
amazing.
amazing.
It was fucking great.
It's ridiculous.
Your dreamy orgasm, first of all, is really good, and then you're actually coming. But then when you wake up, it's just
like,
a disaster.
Yeah.
Do we have that
The
clip?
one time I did have, I had flannel pajama pants on. I was 12. It was all matted against me.
You're like, what the fuck? Do we have that clip about with that retarded kid that had the wet dream?
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
And the guy's got to come in and explain it.
It is classic.
It's hilarious. That dummy fucking shoots his load in bed.
And how do you not have a kid with all the coming you're doing inside women?
Fucking don't jinx me like the fucking Tigers.
Yeah, it might be.
Shut up.
I think
Are you ever
I
worried
think
about
I
that?
can't do it.
Are you worried about that shit?
Worry? I'm worried. No.
I'm worried I can't make them.
No, I
You're
don't
worried
give
you
a
can't
shit.
make 'em at this point?
I would love to be told that my sperm are fucking, tailless or something. But I don't know. Like I said, I told the story when I was married. My wife wanted to have a baby, and I can only thank Jesus Christ that never happened.
Sure.
But she was like actively trying, so she'd be like, "I'm ovulating. Let's have a kid." So I would fake that I came.
Ah.
I would fucking fake, and then go and jack off in the fucking bathroom because I did not want to have a kid with
She
this
had
fucking
to
bitch.
know, though.
No.
Now they can't tell. You fucking leaking out cum in their dumb wet vagina.
They don't know. Yeah, the vagina's all stoked. You fucking you go down on her first and fucking spit a hock of loogie in there.
Yeah, they don't know.
I remember
wet. Everything's just wet.
It's like dumping water in stew. You have no idea what's happening.
Whatever.
I lost my virginity and I was wearing a condom at the time because, you know, that's what you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Right? The only times I used to wear a condom was when I was like 17 and 18, fucking people that definitely didn't have AIDS.
Yeah. What the
And
fuck
as,
are you
as I get
protecting?
older and I'm moving into a more AIDSy field of my life.
And more AIDSy feel, yeah.
But I wore a condom, and then afterwards, because it was my first time, I said to her, I said, you felt the cum shoot out, didn't you? And she was like, sure did. Yep, felt that.
Yeah. Danny's laughing. I think he found the clip.
All right.
Oh, God. This is Sex Education for Trainables. It's from 1975, I think. It looks earlier.
And you know what a trainable is, right, Jim Jeffries?
No.
A trainable, back then, they called them trainables.
The retardation isn't too bad.
It's a retard.
Oh, you can train them.
That
You
they
can kinda train
assume,
'em,
yeah,
and
that
they call them trainables.
could be rotated back into society.
That's a great word. They should bring that back.
Trainable.
Trainables.
It's like
Boy.
I'm capable.
Is that
one's trainable?
That's 18 or 20 incantations of what to call them before now, because that would never wash right now. Trainable. Yeah, it's a trainable. We called him before that. He was called a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And that was politically correct.
It went trainable, then thing with feet.
Old giant tongue.
It's a good way of marking out evolution.
Yeah. See what words they use for retarded people. And now retarded isn't even good.
Why is there so many dislikes on this video? This is a classic video.
Oh, come on.
What you think?
That's every
why?
parent.
Why? Yeah. Why do you think?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
One like and one dislike.
Oh, is that what it is? I just see the bars from this
The
distance.
dislikes are everybody that
Why
had
is there
to
only
do this.
40 views? Why is there only 40 views?
This is probably on the internet 30,000 times over.
So this is one of the
it's
corners that are
always
barely
posted.
poked at. All right, let's. I
a
want
listen.
to hear this.
Now,
been
I
a
think
while.
that there's a couple different of the trainable like jerking off clips. So
Jerking off clips?
this is one of them. I don't know if it's the exact one you're talking about, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank.
No, this
How
is
come
the
you
one.
haven't gotten up yet?
I'm waiting sticky.
Oh. When did that happen? Did it happen during the night? Or did it just happen now? Do you know?
No.
Can you pause that? Because fucking Frank looks like Big A. It's really creepy.
He does.
But smarter.
I assume he's always wet and sticky, just movements.
Well, they tend to just be wet and sticky.
And the
And I'm
adult,
unwashed.
the adult seems to be enjoying this a little too much.
Oh
too.
yeah. Well, let me lick that off of you.
Yeah.
Does he look like the fucking like the guy who's about to be bitten in every silent Dracula film? The fucking retard.
Nosferatu comes in.
And has the tard requested that everything in his house be a light brown? Like no colour.
Picture.
That's because he shits on everything. They just, he had a white rug and they realized quickly that was an error. That stupid picture hanging up.
Might as well make cleanup easy.
Yeah, he's got a picture on his wall of a candle and a jug.
Kevin from Connecticut's going nuts for retard.
I'll bet you that picture's hanging up. They said, could you paint a picture of things you've murdered people with? he's trying to paint a hammer for the next installation.
Things that are smarter than you. Is a bolt.
Yeah, potted plant and a fucking hat. Nice cum in the pants dumbbell.
Holy shit.
You remember what I said about our next guest?
Yes.
All right. Oh, crap. All right, let's go through this.
Well, if you're sticky, maybe it was a wet dream. Do you know what a wet dream
Who
is?
brought the music in?
McCartney.
How old
Yeah, he's at the door going, not cool.
Retartney.
It was a wet dream. What were you thinking of?
My career hadn't gone good since the Beatles. I did a lot of training ball videos.
And then the retard has to tell him that he was dreaming about stepping on a kitten's head. And that's what,
They didn't tell you that the retard's Mark Chapman.
Fuck yeah. There you go. Nice. I guess
it's discussing it.
No,
they're
it's just-
discussing.
They're discussing it.
I guess it was a little too graphic.
Now, I can say, you know how to keep a secret.
Oh, good. Stan Lee is helping him.
There is no scolding or recrimination.
No.
The boy is not frightened.
Jesus, he looks like
and there is
Berkowitz.
no reason
God,
for
he
him
does.
to feel
He
guilty.
does, doesn't he?
Frank, I'm sure you understand now just what happened.
Or Andy Kaufman after a bad gig.
Yeah. On his way to the Philippines to get cancer treatment.
Holy shit. Fuck.
Quite normal, right?
Yeah.
We have 9 minutes of this.
I know, right?
Show you how to clean it up.
Jesus.
Okay?
Clean it up.
That's great.
Now clean it up! Oh,
now
shit.
all the old man's gonna help him.
Oh, he's getting him up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
you
get
should
him.
hand him a cactus. Here, clean it with this. Yeah, plug in an iron here. You have to rub this over the dirty area. Stoop.
Or your mommy will die. He freaks out.
Oh, this guy's the greatest.
Oh, look at that awful painting.
No, everything's a
Wood
light brown.
paneling.
It looks like one of the things Hitler would paint. You ever seen Hitler's art?
Yes, Hitler's art was almost good.
Yeah.
Hitler's art looked like he did everything with rulers. There was no curvature in something.
No.
If it was a rainbow, it would have been a box.
Hence the swastika. No real
just
curves.
the swastika.
Yeah, a lot of right angles.
Yeah, originally it was meant to be an infinity symbol.
Let's hear what Ty Johnson has to say.
Important section. One that everyone dreads, or is embarrassed by,
Yeah.
or tries to avoid completely.
A meeting with management.
Yeah.
Mechanics
He looks
of
like Karloff.
reproduction, or sex, or screwing, or whatever you want to call it.
Rape.
Philip, and the lady's lying down.
Oh, no.
Sandy?
Yes.
Is
These
the
are the
lady
females.
lying down on her back?
Yes.
Okay. And the man's lying down on top
Who the
of her.
fuck is gonna fuck these
Right.
two?
Oh, well.
Frank.
And they're having sex.
Believe me, some of the girls I've been with, not as
Sex
smart.
is a way that a man and
Can you
woman
pause that? If I wish the
These
audience could see the
dummies.
fucking, just the heads turning, looking away from the chart. They have no idea what she's talking about.
No clue.
They're sitting
These-
on an awful fucking like light green
They're
shag
not
rack.
trainable.
Carpet.
One of
Yeah.
them looks like Anne Frank.
And this one looks like Shirley Feeney on the end.
Yeah. The one's wearing a skirt with a black, black stockings.
Yeah.
And little fucking patent leather shoes.
She's asking for it.
She looks like Shirley.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
What happened? I don't know. He sang rags to riches and then fucking fed me paint chips. What's that?
Let's hear her describe sex.
Well,
to
there's a
these-
picture.
penis gets hard.
Oh,
See?
Yeah.
Okay, it gets hard and it sticks out from its
It's hard
body.
like math.
And that's when the man...
Fucking dunce.
And it sticks out like you do in a family photo.
into the hole that the lady has between her legs.
Oh, shit.
Okay? Now see?
They're not
That's what he's doing. He's putting the penis into the hole between her legs.
She looks like Shane McGowan.
For moralization.
She's wincing.
If the retardate can understand...
The retardate. The retardate.
The retardate.
I actually
No, that's
thought-
what they say when some
I-
food
I don't
disappears
want one
from
of those.
E-Rock's desk.
I thought that was a retarded boy band.
The retardate. Kate plus retardate.
The retardate.
It's a Mexican retard.
Holy
Sessions
shit.
could include related responsibilities, such as appropriate times and places, and the purpose of birth control.
Oh, boy.
Many people
Really?
believe
since that face wouldn't work.
important elements of sex education are social behavior and responsibilities.
Nice tie.
Social acceptability involves being comfortable with one's own sexuality.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, is that not a smart
Oh,
look?
shit, he's jerking off.
That's a child. We're watching a child jerk, is it?
Yeah,
That is,
he's-
it's a fucking child
Wow, he's
masturbating.
tussleable.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Someone's going to walk
Someone's
in.
walking in.
Too dumb to remember to lock the door.
Uncle Paul helps him out.
Oh, she walks in, he's
shit.
covering.
Oh,
Excuse me, Ricky.
Hillary Clinton.
Ricky, I did see what you were doing. It felt good, didn't it?
Jesus!
We all have feelings like this.
Yeah, hold on.
When my mother caught me doing that, she said I was disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? And then she went and told my eldest brother, and my eldest brother came in the room and said, geez, I hope we don't have to move or anything. I'll keep it secret, but I don't know how long for. Like, I was the only person ever did. And then, like, years later, I bring it up at Christmas, and they're like, oh, that was killer. Oh.
What guilt they poured on you.
My mother came and grabbed the duvet, and I was holding on to this. Is 300 pounds of misery, my mum, right? She's bending right
She's
back.
a big girl, right?
And then I had one choice because I was naked. It was the middle of the day, right? Fucking 110 degrees of Australian heat, like in your measurement, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting under my bed having a wank. My mum walks in the room. I throw the magazine down the side of the bed in one motion, and she goes, clean this fucking room up. And she goes, why are you laying in your bed? I went, just having a nap, and she went,
having a nap.
And she just goes, well, get up now. And she goes, why aren't you getting up? I said, I will get up. Can you get the fuck out? She starts pulling on my duvet.
Oh,
my
shit.
erection strengthens. No, she's pulling on my duvet. I'm panicking like, oh, fuck. And I'm going, please, Mum, no.
Oh,
and I had to make a decision, right? She's a big woman. I had to make a decision. I let go of the duvet. She goes flying backwards into the cupboard, and I flip onto my stomach as quick as possible.
Gave you a little time.
Yeah, so I've still got this sweaty fucking bald ass sticking up and a 300-pound mum crying and falling on the ground. Things couldn't have gone worse. Anyway, enough about me. Back to the retards.
Sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room.
Right. Instead of on the highway like last time.
We'll have to talk more about these feelings and what causes them and how we can control these
Could you
feelings.
fucking leave and let me finish?
I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. I'll be sure to knock next time, okay?
Yes, it sounds like Sam's mom. That's how Sam's mom would do it.
Absolutely.
Right?
This manner of response frees
No
the
emotion by
child
that
of
lady.
guilt
Now the kid's
and
just like-
assures him he is normal. It opens communication between parent and child and introduces the
No, it
concept
creeps
of
you out.
responsibility for his behavior.
I was just staring at the door where it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to ring my nephew and tell
Thinking
him.
of his mom.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, here we
Back
go.
to
A whole
the
table
retards.
of them.
Okay. What are you making? A rabbit.
Shit in my pants.
You really
No income forever.
What are you making?
Oh,
Can you tell
Christ.
me what you're making? 1, 2.
A nuisance of
Oh,
yourself?
that's nice.
She's fucking diddling her
diddling
pussy
herself
at
under the table.
Oh, yeah. That's how she's finger painting.
She's got a period. I don't remember giving them red paint. She fucking. She was diddling herself. Now the teacher's got to come over.
Stop and finish your picture, okay?
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
And don't touch the
Alright.
fucking crayons with those filthy
Thank
fingers.
you, man.
Oof.
This. Oh, now that retard's got a hankering for fish sticks.
Art contest? Yes.
Why is there some crayons missing?
You want to make another one?
If a trainable does not respond to verbal admonition for masturbating in
Yes.
front of others,
She walks in with a
she is
cow prod.
removed from the group. This
She
is
can't
repeated
stop.
as many times as necessary until she realizes this is not
This is like
acceptable
reverse slavery.
social behavior.
It really is.
If they cannot be made to understand through this
Would it be
method,
better? She's just walk her out
They
the
may
room
need
and into an elevator shaft.
Yeah, the trainable is being walked out of the room
Yeah.
by Jackie Brown. And, yeah, right into an elevator.
Just a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah, on the nose, on the
Like a dog.
snout.
Get out of it!
Yeah, stop it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Danny.
Damn.
Oh, Danny.
We
When
know.
the person in charge of the YouTube
Yeah.
rewinds it too far.
Yes, while eating an energy bar. Smash his face with your cocks collectively.
Everybody's drawing a nice picture.
She's still playing with her cunt.
Stop and finish your picture, okay?
Right.
All right?
Now
It's a
she's
bit further on, they walk away.
yeah, she fucking
She can't deal. She's got to grab that
for
fucking
mas-
disgusting
not
pussy.
acceptable social behavior.
Uh,
If they cannot be made to understand through this
what, you got to
method,
put them in another
they may
home?
need special help.
Special help.
Is there a home inside the
We are
home?
going out to lunch. What are you going to have for lunch, Joe?
Oh, good.
This is my old friend Billy. This is my sister.
Oh, great. Two of them,
Alright.
two
This
jerk
is
off
another
fucking.
method used to teach trainable social skills.
Where you going?
Here, two people are learning how to greet each other. The
Like
same
dogs
method
are just
can be
sniffing
used
each other's
to teach
assholes.
how to
He's hitting her with a
give
tennis racket across the teeth.
appropriate.
Listen, Billy, alone. You want to invite him to have lunch with us? You do? Okay. Why don't you come along with us and have some lunch? Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which way? Yeah, there you go. Oh, boy, does he look dumb.
Yeah. What a fucking murderer he looks like. What an accidental murderer.
His old Lutka.
Retarded Mary Hartman.
Mary Tartman, Mary Tartman.
Oh, lunch too. No, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's touch our genitals together.
What is this place called? The building of shitty art? There's not one good painting. Oh, great, the urinal.
Oh, no, the urinal.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. He's touching his... Jimmy does this to me in the bathroom. There's two retards at the urinal, and there's partitions between the urinals. One of them, out of nowhere, just reaches over and starts rubbing the other guy's back.
How many times have we looked at this?
I know.
Like, it's been a bunch of times. I don't ever remember the retard touching the other guy's back in the
I don't remember this. I do remember it in our bathroom, though, because Jimmy will Jimmy will do this to you.
There's a retard that looks like Billie Jean King touching another man's back.
Is he wearing sunglasses or something?
Yeah, he's really creepy.
Yeah, that's so he could catch a glimpse of his cock.
It's Roy Orbison.
Just how the arm slowly goes through the urinal. It's so creepy.
Jim Jones rubbing your back.
You know he's definitely not congratulating him. Like, it's obviously sexual. The speed's a sexual smell.
His arm slowly, too, comes around the partition and, like, rubs his back. It's very disgusting. Where does this go? Where does this lead?
How to recognize.
I'll bet you the retard is the guy not touching. It's the other guy seducing him.
Trainables are particularly vulnerable.
Oh, it is.
Because of common characteristics of trust, lack of judgment, and desire
And they're big
for
cocks.
affection. These individuals must be trained and exposed to well-supervised...
I gotta
back.
ask you something. If you were in that bathroom, would you stop that or would you just leave?
I would watch it.
I get my phone out and just on video.
He's just rubbing the retarded guy's back. It's like, what are you going to do with that fucking giant retarded hog? How do you not just grab it?
Come on.
But
for it.
Isn't he embarrassed by the guy on the left still being there?
That guy's jerking off. He's got a long trench coat on. He's loving this.
Yeah, that's his pal. This is an awful bathroom.
Yeah.
It's Sirius XM bathroom.
Exactly. He's trying to avoid a meeting with management. It's fucking Gary's rubbing his back. Like, come on, we just want to talk to you. And Bladder's making a weird, like, jughead face. Like,
these guys come,
like, I got it.
They come down to the bathroom and the home at the same time every day.
Yeah, what the fuck? Because that guy is the fucking Eric Bloom from Blue Oyster Cult. He's rubbing the guy's back. He's not retarded, though. The guy that is getting his
retarded is retarded.
He's taking advantage of the retard.
You don't want any of that tard-on-tard crime.
No.
The trainable is very trusting.
Yes,
So
yes.
he takes the back rubbing as encouragement.
Of course. Oh, my God.
Now the trainable has become the teacher.
And he's fucking eating the urinal cake.
He really, his pants are probably pulled up the whole time. That's the beauty of this. He's actually scooping cereal out and eating it. The guy's rubbing his back like he's stupid. This is wrong. This is a buffet. What are you doing? He just turned around and shit into the urinal. He has no idea. And he's poking his fingers in it, and the guy's rubbing his back like, cut the malarkey, bub.
Yeah. It's all right. We've all been there.
Oh, shit.
Is someone going to help this
It's this guy watching the video from... Hold on really fast. Brian Stone Quincy writes, congrats, you just had your back rubbed by Judah Freelander.
That is true.
I guess he found the video at home.
Yeah, he's wearing a hat that says World Champion Dumb.
You ever rubbed a retard? I rubbed 12.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry.
Rub his shoulders. Oh, it's great.
Sounds like a Tarantino film.
Oh, look,
he was in a fucking porn store.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old school peep show, huh?
This is good.
25 cents magazines. I miss those places.
Like the whistlings, really.
Yeah, was this Midnight Cowboy? The guy's going to blow John Voight in a movie theater?
John Voight. They're, all it is a...
Can you teach
a priest.
values
Oh, this
or
is good.
sexual morality to a trainable?
No,
I can't.
Don't teach them. There's always the chance that they'll get in trouble, and they can be arrested.
Teachers should not thrust their own moral values on their students.
But it's going somewhere
There are
else.
too many conflicting moral systems today.
Yeah.
This is the responsibility of the family, if available. However,
To dispose of
it is
them.
the
You hear that for
teacher's
those orphans?
to enlighten their
You heard that, right?
students
If
on the
available,
commonly
you know,
accepted
available, yeah.
standards of sexual
Ditched.
behavior. No one should use the body of an unwilling partner for their own pleasure.
Says what? You.
Unprotected and unplanned.
How things have changed.
Supposed to get laid.
Intercourse is wrong. And no one need
slip a
allow
doofy in their drink.
if they do not want them to. We may not always succeed in reaching the trainables.
The trainable.
We must always try.
Yeah. Oh, God. Now it's a montage of retards with horrible haircuts.
Yeah. These are all people who go into Rosemary's Baby's fucking shower. 1972 video. Yeah.
Like that retard looks like she's staring into the sun the whole time. What's wrong with you?
Squinting, madam.
Jeez. Those big dumb ears. Oh, just hearing everything and understanding nothing. What a waste of ears.
They really are. They're like two fucking giant empty bowls just waiting for a delicious treat to be put in them.
They just go drama-sized sequences. They used real retards, though, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, who wants to put this on their fucking
In the old
IMDb?
days,
This isn't like Sean Penn.
IMDb, I am dumbbell.
Fuck. Yeah, nowadays you couldn't use a real retard.
Oh, you know you could for a video like that, you could.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even make it. Do they even make
they
these
still make
videos anymore?
retards?
No, they still make retards. Obviously, walk the halls around here. But they don't make these films anymore. I don't think.
No, I love these films, man.
The old school ones, we've watched so many of those. The one with the homosexual is out there.
Russell
Protect
Brand
your
had a
child.
show in Britain that's just what the show was. It was like
Really?
Tosh.0, instead of stuff off the internet, old videos, like old holiday things, old warning stuff.
I love that shit.
I love all
man.
that stuff, yeah.
It's such a great
I love
expose on the
the
time.
marijuana ones where it's just like some guy that just... He was so stoned, he just ate a glass.
Yeah.
And now his mouth's all cut up. Is that what you want to have happen to you?
And no one ever, like, bought weed and smoked it on their own. They were always given it and freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never just,
This is the thing is with drug pushers. My mum always says, watch out for the pushers.
A pusher, yeah.
What they do is they give you a little bit and then you're hooked. I remember when I used to take coke, I could never get the guy to fucking come around.
No. Where's the pusher with the free shit when you need him?
I used to ring him for days going, drug dealers are the fucking... the worst organised people, least reliable folk in the world.
Yes.
They're not motivated enough to get you hooked.
They're sure not giving out any
drug
samples
dealers,
either.
they don't know how clocks work, drug dealers.
No.
You know when they do that one where they're like, all right, I'll be over in 20 minutes. And then you go to your friend, you go, where's this drug dealer? They go, oh, he said he's coming from fucking, they mentioned like some town. And you go, that's fucking 4 hours away. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, Reefer Madness is one of the classic old movies. Yes. They're purely fictional. Any similarity to actual occurrences is living or deceased persons is a coincidence, coincidentally. It may startle you, this motion picture, yes.
Does this have no voiceover? Why couldn't someone actually read this to us?
I know. Wow.
And why is it shaking?
And now the
It's getting
scroll is
hold of
going
still.
by.
Yeah, this is where George Lucas stole the idea for Star Wars.
Yeah, not quite the beginning of Star Wars. This is awful.
It's officially emphasized the frightful toll of the new drug menace, which is destroying the youth of America in alarmingly increasing numbers.
The empire is
Marijuana.
growing stronger.
What is that?
Is the drug a violent narcotic, an unspeakable scourge, the real public enemy number one? Its first effect is sudden, violent, uncontrollable laughter. Then comes dangerous hallucinations. Space expands, time slows down, almost stands still. Fixed ideas come next, conjuring up monstrous extravagances, followed by emotional disturbances, the total inability to direct thoughts, and loss of all power to resist physical emotions, leading finally to acts of shocking violence, ending often in incurable insanity. In picturing its soul-destroying effects, no attempt was made to equivocate. The scenes and incidents, while fictionalized for the purpose of this story, are based upon actual research into the results of marijuana addiction. If their stark reality will make you think, we'll make you aware something must be done to wipe out this ghastly menace. When the picture will not... how long is this? Jesus, because the dread marijuana may be reaching forth next for your son or daughter or yours. Or yours!
It was only 5 seconds long, Anthony.
I know, Jesus
Have
Christ.
you been smoking something?
Yeah,
Has your
time
mind
stood
been
still.
altered?
Ah.
Yes, wacky tobacco.
What is this? Eraserhead?
Looks like fucking Citizen Kane, the newspaper.
Yes. They loved the
This
presses
is an
back
hour
then.
and 1 minute long, this?
Yeah, it's crazy. Good, that'll get us out of here. Let's just watch Reefer Madness the whole rest of the show. Fuck it. Yeah, they were very scared of the weed back then. I think one chick turns into a complete whore from smoking one joint in this.
Fantastic.
It was. Yeah, tell your children.
All right, finally.
Okay.
Jeez.
You and all other school parent groups about the country, and you must stand united on this and stamp out this frightful assassin of our youth. You can do it by bringing about compulsory education on the subject of narcotics in general.
These parents
but
talking to
dread
parents.
marijuana in particular.
The dread marijuana.
That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
What year is this?
To lay the foundation
30s?
for a nationwide campaign by you.
I think, this has got to be.
Such compulsory education.
I like the ones from the 60s.
Yeah, the 60s ones are great. When did Reefer Madness come out? You think it's the 50s?
Yeah.
No, this looks earlier than the 50s.
Yeah, this guy looks like he hasn't heard of Hitler yet.
Now, they look like Little Rascals extras. This got to be the 30s.
And important for you to know some of the methods used.
Yes, 1936 is what I'm getting.
And the work of the forces of law.
Yes. Yeah, they had no idea, like Hitler. They're like, wow, that Hitler's doing a great job over there in Germany.
He was still on the cover of Time magazine.
Oh, yeah, Man of the Year.
I love, like when people just go, we just did